Give your sister your penthouse as a wedding gift, my father said into the mic, voice ringing off the chandeliers. 200 guests paused mid-toast. My mother's smile didn't twitch. Delia blinked, rehearsed surprise. I stood with my glass raised, stares needling my skin. The band cut off mid-bar. A man I didn't know rose near the back. Calm, precise. Lay hands on her assets again, and you'll forfeit yours. Silence sealed the room. Before I go further, tell me where you're listening from. I need proof I'm not alone. I used to think quiet kept peace, that if I timed my smiles and trimmed my edges, my family would claim me. But peace built on hush fractures, especially in a house of mirrors. My mother, Elaine, arranged perfection like centerpieces. My father, Victor, lived for applause. Delia was their crown, and me, Mara, I was the profitable line item no one bragged about. When asked my work, Mom laughed. Mara does something in finance? Not that I ran Asia-Pacific growth. Success, to her, only counted if it wore a ring. I kept the machine oiled, paid a mortgage when Victor's deal sank, wired emergency money, transferred $50,000 toward Delia's wedding. They called it family. I called it extraction. At rehearsal, roses glowed. Delia lifted her voice, sweet as frosting, thanking me for helping. Guests hummed approval. I smiled until it hurt. Wedding morning looked innocent. A man in a charcoal tie murmured, "Be careful what they announce." Then a text. "They'll take what's yours tonight." I opened the folder in my suite, deeds, transfers, timestamps, and messaged my lawyer. 8 p.m., ballroom A. I dressed in navy, steadied my breath, and took my seat, glass poised. Crystal met crystal, 3 bright taps. Victor stepped into the lights, cufflinks flashing. "Before dinner," he boomed, "a few words about family." Forks hovered. Delia's train flowed like a river. Elaine placed a curated hand on her shoulder. I kept my seat, a half-smile hiding in my glass. "A family's strength," he said, "is what it shares." He drank the room. "Tonight my eldest, Mara, will give her sister," a pause primed for cameras, "her penthouse as a wedding gift." Applause detonated. Laughter, flashes. Victor beckoned. "Come up, sweetheart." I took a slow sip. The glass trembled only a whisper. A chair scraped. The man in the charcoal tie stood. His voice carried, "Touch her property again and you may lose yours." He walked forward, steps like a metronome. "Julian Pierce," he said, showing a card. "Northbridge Capital." A ripple, then a wave. Recognition, then fear. "We've worked with Miss Alvar since the Jakarta rollout," he continued. "Her residence is secured as compensation and governed by anti-coercion provisions. What you've attempted on record is unlawful pressure." A cousin's phone was live, red dot glaring. Elaine's smile cracked. Victor's color drained. "A joke," he said too brightly. "A bit of fun." Julian didn't blink. "A joke that relies on public shaming and false conveyance." He faced the room. Exploitation in evening wear is still exploitation. Chairs rasped. Mr. Patel from Meridian Logistics stood. "Victor, our agreement is paused." 2 more followed, then another. The air shifted from celebration to audit. I rose. "You wanted a spectacle," I said. "Here it is." Julian met my eye, then tipped his head at the doors. I walked out, heels marking time, the ballroom falling suddenly, usefully quiet. Outside, the corridor smelled like chilled flowers and panic. Julian matched my pace. "Your counsel?" he asked. 2 minutes out, I said. At 8, Naomi Park stepped from the elevator in a navy suit, unsealing a document tube. We re-entered to a room peeled raw. Victor clutched the mic. Elaine's hands fluttered like torn ribbon. Naomi announced, even and amplified, "Miss Mara Alvar's property is held under a restricted compensation vehicle. Any coerced transfer constitutes breach and triggers accelerated penalties." She placed copies on the head table. Cameras drank the ink. I took the mic. Steady. "Dad, Mom, no theatrics left. If you love appearances, try this one. Consent." I turned to Delia. "You wanted a home? Make one with work you earn." Her mouth trembled. She looked away. Contracts abruptly unraveled in real time. Mr. Patel confirmed suspension. 2 board members, pale, resigned on the spot. Victor reached for dignity. It slid off him like cheap polish. I ended it clean. There will be no gift. There will be boundaries. I set the microphone down like a weight I'd carried since childhood. By morning, a clip had spread. I ignored interviews, returned to my penthouse, opened the balcony doors. The wind smelled like ocean and steel. Julian called. "Seat on Northbridge's advisory?" I said yes, not for revenge, but direction. Later, Naomi and I filed a letter. Cease all contact regarding my assets. Simple, finally, meant mine. At dusk, I framed my grandmother's note beside the deeds. Don't let them dim your light. I poured one glass, looked out over my earned horizon, and didn't apologize to anyone ever again.